Hi everyone, and welcome back to Marie's Unique Gifts. Now, it's been such a long time between this vlog and the previous vlog, and I've just been hella busy. I've got a lot going on, so still waiting for 50 subscribers on my channel so I can do my direct lives onto YouTube. I'm about 3/4 of the way there, so if you're viewing this, please don't forget to like and subscribe, because it helps my channel, helps me grow, and helps reach more people like yourself. But anywho, today I've got a plethora of things to do. Now, the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to put these labels on the back of my reed diffusers. Now, I don't have them all in here with me. I've just got a few, so I'm going to grab them a bit later and finish them, but I'm just going to do a few that I have in here. Now, you're probably thinking, why are you just using scissors, and why are you not using a paper trimmer or a guillotine? It's just like this. I cut this down. It's pretty much straight as it is, and then I go through, because sometimes they don't line up correctly, and with the guillotine it's really, really hard. And yes, I'm doing this in natural light. Okay, so I've got those ones cut, then I'll cut this lot, and then I'll go back and I'll individually cut them out. And for some reason, I not use my phone to use my my Cricut and my laser printer on. I don't know what I've done in my my setup on my phone, on my tab. Sorry, I cannot use my phone for my tablet, for my Cricut or my laser printer. Like I said, I don't know what I've gone and done in the actual setup area, but it's confused the heck out of me. So I can only use my tablet now to do all my designing, anything that I need to do in Cricut, and to send to my laser printer, even if it's a file that has nothing to do with Cricut and I'm needing to print it out, I have to do it on my tablet, not my phone. And I have to, it's just really ridiculous. So, and yes, I've gone back through and I've troubleshooted and I've Googled it, and I've gone to Android's website, and I've gone to this website, and it just won't do. Sorry, apologise in advance for the toing and froing and how long it takes. Now, I just had someone I ran into the other day turn around and ask me what I just seen a typo error. The fusses, oh my god, I didn't even pick that up when I was doing the spell check, because you have to manually do the spell check on Cricut, and now I can't use any of this, so that's got to go in the bin. That's a waste of this paper, like sticker sheet, and a waste of time and energy. So now I have to go back in to, sorry, I have to turn this off when I go out, just to conserve energy on my battery for my tablet. And we'll do this, correcting the typo. I'm just so glad I didn't actually start putting it on the on the product, because once I sell it, that's it. And once it's on there, it's on there. What are you doing? Getting on my phone then. Okay, I just got to pull this back because I need to put in my password. And we all know that we're going to try and keep our passwords as secure as possible. That one. I only put in the wrong thing. There we go. And just let me bring up my Cricut. Okay. So I live in Rockhampton, Queensland, Australia. And we're ahead of the Northern Hemisphere by X amount of hours for each different country. there's an update available. Okay, let's do the update. So I have the Cricut Maker 3. I noticed people are now buying the Cricut Makers for left, right and centre. Unfortunately, here in Australia, I looked at it for embargo and it was still too expensive. And it's no cheaper buying it from any other country because most of them are set for those country regions, etc, etc. I'm just going to restart the Cricut app now. Back to the Cricuts. So it wouldn't matter if, say, it was $100 US, $100 US shipping. It's cheaper for me to buy in Australia, but at the moment it's just not. If this machine still works for me, I still have all what I need to do on here for it, then I'm going to use it. Until the time I cannot use my Cricut Maker 3, I'm just going to keep, until then, it's a Cricut Maker 3. After then, it'll probably end up being a Cricut Maker 5 or 6 or whatever number they're coming out with. So, okay. Now, I did say that, so I need to go into my stuff and then go into my projects. And because I saved it here, I can just click on that. I'm tapping with my pen because I'm using my pen. I'm trying to learn to use this instead of just this, and because my computer I still have to find the keyboard and mouse. I don't know where it is. I've tried looking for it. I've looked in what's in storage and everything, and it's just not happening. So okay, so we're going to go to open project. Now I have this set to private so nobody else can use it. The reason being is because this is for my products, strictly for my products, and if somebody wants a hand with that, they can inbox me and say, hey, you know, what can I use? And then I will say blah 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 blah. I would suggest to them to use whatever's written on the manufacturer's labeling, because otherwise I could be giving them something that they might get in trouble for. So now I searched high on, oh sorry, I've got to go back through this. Now because this is all grouped, I have to go in and ungroup it, which is just here. And now I can just tap on each individual one and it's going to let me. Okay. I can't believe it said diffuser. Diffuser. It's diffuser. Okay, so now if I wanted to, I could completely wipe all the ones out that I've already done, reset it, regroup the three, and bang, bang, bang. But because it's one letter in each, it's not going to hopefully take that long. So make sure that you have your whatever you want to call this little guy here. I'm going to make sure I keep the pen away from it because it'll move it across the page. So I go back across here, and it's only brought it up to this large font so I can actually see what's typed, because I mean we use, and a lot of those who do print works and stuff, as in fonts I should say, will understand that when you're labeling something you will use different sizes and different font styles and different font types and things like that. So you still need to see what's going on, and the font size could be a size 4. So you still need to be able to see it without going, oh, let me get a magnifying glass out. Especially with those who do have glasses already, like myself. So I'm going to put that out of the way for a second. And see how it keeps popping down to it, because it's at the end of this, what I've written. It's like a sentence, but it's not. So if I had individually done each individual word, then that'd be a different story. It would just go, it would actually, no, it would come to the end of the word anyway. So because of the upgrades and everything. Now sometimes when I'm not using my Cricut app that often, I do tend to think, oh, what do I need to do for this and that? So what I'm trying to do is go through and retrain my brain every time I'm using it. And I'll even get on it sometimes to do anything, really, so I can actually turn around. And all this talking is not getting this done, and it's taking a lot longer. So, as you all know, I talk with my hands, as well as verbalizing my conversations. So we've got probably quite a few of these still have to do, but we'll just keep going. Okay, let's see. Okay, so we got 3 columns here. I'll just bring this over here. So we've done the first one. I'm double checking. It's just there. Like, how did I miss that? But anyways, it is what it is. So now I need to go in and ungroup the top one. I don't know why I grouped that. But anyways, and I'll click on that and we'll keep going. Now this is really basic fonts that I'm using for this particular type of label or sticker, whichever you want to call it. I do use some fancy ones. Oops, I'll just go back button. Love it how they've got that now. It just makes life so much easier. I'm still not 100% taken on the app for the tablet, but since my computer is not actually like, hey, jamming with me at the moment, because we don't know where the keyboard, well, I don't know, it does know of course because it's a computer, where the keyboard note is. I'm trying to broaden my method of using creating whatever, stickers, images, fonts. I did try to create my own font. No, that was on my computer a long time ago, and it didn't quite work out right. And I'm like, there's that many fonts on the internet now. I was just like, I'll purchase one, and I'll make sure they're for commercial use as well, because, ugh, God forbid if you turn around and use a font, and there's so many fonts out there that are so similar, if not nearly exactly the same. But the thing is, they might have a slight little difference to them. It might be, say, like the D here, it might have a little tiny thing that comes across the top corner there to make it look like it's on an angle that you can't really see by that. Like, well, you can see it, but you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying. And it may name the same name as another one. And there's all sorts of things of, like, I don't know. It's like anything, I guess. You just have to go with what you know is correct. I'm not asking or recommending that you use fonts with the same names that are actually, if one's trademarked and the other one's not, because it could fall under the trademarking rules. So just be mindful when you're actually purchasing any sort of fonts that you check for whether they have a commercial license or they're a private license, or they're for both, or if they're not at all. Don't ask me if it's not for not at all, but yeah, private use. I think it's a really broad spectrum, but anyways, I think we've only got one more of these to correct, and then I will press save. Oh no, we still have another E. Is this one the last one? No. Oops, and I moved it up again. So as you can see on here too, when I bring the image back in so you can see the whole thing, you can see how I've made a placement for the wording, and on that last one it didn't really, I had to go in on to the section when you go to make it, and then you go to print, and it brings up the grey matte or whatever colour you set that matte to, and they're like, even though it's grouped for some reason, it just does not put it how I want it. So there we go. So we're just going back through these, making sure I didn't miss any. Just take that. Oop. Take that and we'll move it over here. Sorry. Okay. You can see here the spacing that I have, and you've seen before when I was cutting out the one with the misspelt word in it, that gap is just not there. Sorry. I mean, I can just take one of these, group it together, not like restart over, but I mean, this is only for a small piece on the back of these are the ones that I've got so far. I have to put my business name on the, I went to purchase, I looked at purchasing the acrylic, no, polyurethane or whatever it is, PVC, actual little pillow envelopes for these to put in. They're way too expensive, and for something that's going to go into landfill or whatever. But I've put in these as well so that they can breathe. I just find that the cost for them is astronomical for the other ones, the pillow PVC ones. So I decided to go this way. So on the back, I put a warning label, and then it'll have a little label down here with something similar to this. But I'm thinking, since this states not for children, pets, and individuals who have a tendency to put objects in their mouth, that should be covered. But I just want to be 100% sure, so I'm going to do one similar to this one, and I'm going to pop it down here, or maybe up here actually, so that people can see it and know that it's just not, or maybe I'll just put a big warning sign. I don't know yet, but I'll figure something out. This is what it looks like with the labelling on the front. Now, I ummed and ahed about how I was going to do the labelling for this. I decided to go this way because I was actually going to do cardboard up here, like stock card, hole punch it so it can hang. And I'm like, no, because I actually needed like a 310 to 320 GSM. Or is it 320? That's next size up, whichever size up it is. I was like, I need different printers, and I need different this, and I need different that, and I'm just like, no, cost effective is going this way. My other ones that I'll be bringing in a little bit later, because they're small enough, I tried to put those teardrop ones in there, are going to be in these little envelopes. Now these were quite cheap. I got these from Kmart. I'm not too sure to put it out there. I got them from Kmart, and I think they suit the job perfectly well. So let's get back to this. So now we're going to use it to wake my printer up. Okay, I've woken my printer up now. We're going to go to make, so I'm going to go across and I'm going to make this. So what I'm going to do is, oops, no, before we do that, we are going to group this. Let's group it. Okay, the operation we're going to set it to is print then cut. I'm just double checking on it because this is in beta mode or beta mode, whichever you call it, and I want to make doubly sure that it's correct. Oh, alright, we want to go, yeah, we went save. Okay, so now I'm going to go over to make, and here it says material size. Now it comes up with tabloid all the time. It doesn't matter that I'm in the Asia Pacific region, it does it. So anyway, in here, in prepare, it says bleed for print then cut. We don't want to use that because we're not going to individually cut out each letter or anything like that. So we don't need that bleed to happen, so that we make sure that the actual font type and size stays true to how we set it. So I'm not touching any more of these settings on the side here. We don't need iron on with mirror because we're not doing the iron on. I mean, if you want to do, if you're doing funky, say, stationery stock for journaling, and you want to mirror the image of what it is that you want, so it looks like it's back to front, like you're looking through it from the back of the font, then by all means. This, for my actual project that I'm doing, is just I'm wanting to do the whole print and cut with it just as standard or regular. Okay, so as you can see here, don't know what happened before, but it's only using this much. Not am I going to go in and not waste it. In Cricut World, they put a little space like this down around here. I don't know if you can see my little pen, but down around here they come in and say this is your cut area. So I'm effectively, I mean, I could go back in and add more in there, but it's just like, okay, I already wasted that sheet. I've got another sheet there that is a half sheet, so I'm going to be using that, and hopefully it'll work. So if not, we'll just go in and then I can reuse it, utilize that later. And that would be good actually, just for me to jot things down on and stick it to containers so that I go, okay, that's what's in there. So we'll do that, we'll utilize it that way. Okay, so then we have to go, I'll just go to next. Now it's going to connect to my Maker 3, and this is via Wi-Fi. As you can see, there's no cords. You can't see where my Cricut is. I've got a plethora of stuff in front of it, but we're not actually going to be cutting. But we go connect. It's going to take a little bit. I look to my right, the blue lights come on, and this will turn hopefully in a minute, or less than a minute. There we go. Sometimes, depending on the time of the day or how much I've got going on my tablet, will what it will do to verify and what's being used inside my work studio. So we're going to send to printer, and as you can see, there's a little yellow icon and my printer up there. Now I'm using a laser printer for this because it's so, the comparison to using a standard desk inkjet printer to a laser printer when I'm doing this type of thing, you got no comparison. The laser printer's hands down. Now I went to sell this like about 18 months ago, the laser printer, because I was just like, nah, it did this, it did that, it wasn't printing colours properly or anything. You know what it was? It was the damn manufacturer's cartridges that were in there, because it was changing the colours all the time, and it was just like, why is this doing this? And I think what had happened was maybe over time the ink might have shifted, or something might have, like something within the ink itself. Well, look, I don't know, but I had done stickers for a business, and the front of their labels were just so, they kept changing colour, it wouldn't stay the same colour. So I mean, they ended up changing their labelling to just standard black and white. But anywho, we're going to print this off, then we're going to cut this out. This is here is to verify your print. So it's showing here the total length and the total width of my page. Sorry, the total width of the page and the border from the side. So that's 1.25 centimeters in, which is good because this is a large packing sheet label. And as you can see here, I probably could have but I can still utilize this. This will be just in my own handwriting. So what we're going to do is we're going to go done up here. Now, we're not going to print this again because I should have plenty of labels here. I might have to print another one. Should have enough of these labels here to do these, plus the ones that I have in my other studio workroom. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut it off here. And I'm just going to put that out to the side. So we can utilise this piece of paper, or sticker I should say. Obviously this one, well, we can still utilise this bit as well. Okay, utilise that bit. Now, coming down here, just, okay, that's going to be there. Sorry to whoever gets this one. Okay, I could use my guillotine, but however, I don't know, for some reason I prefer doing it this way. I'm guessing so they're very, very close together. The guillotine that I purchased, it's pretty damn good. It's just with these labels and with my site, I prefer to do it with the scissors. Okay, so I'm going to just close out of this for now because we don't need that at the moment. And I'll just pop my tablet up out of the way. And I didn't put the pen on it. It gets cranky at me, it loses charge and blah. Do I have a case of this? Some of you may be asking. Yes, I do. But when I'm trying to work with that, I'd rather just have it out on its own because otherwise it's just one of their moments. Okay. So we're just going to... Why you ask if well, you may be asking, why is it that I'm doing the font so big? Well, I don't usually use it this big. However, since I've had glasses, I find that itty bitty tiny writing so annoying. Like, even with glasses, it's like, I gotta go like this. I'm looking out and I'm just like, I do it a little bit bigger, then there's no issues, people can read it. I mean, even if they need to have the glasses on to read this size font, it's all good. But I've made it a bold font. Because I don't know if others of you who have seen my anything that I've done previously where I've had the fine hand writing fonts, and me, myself and I cannot figure out sometimes the letters when, especially when I don't have my glasses on. Like, I've had to wear these nearly permanently. Like, I hate it. I'm thinking of opting of going to contact lenses, but what I've heard from some people is like, yeah, but this and this and this, and they just ended up going back to their actual reading glasses. Okay, let's pop that to the side, pop them over there. Now, I don't need to handle the actual car fragrance, car diffuser. So what we're going to do here is, now some of them you will see that I've got rounded corners on some of my labeling. And I have no nails. Because I work in the food industry, I can't have them long because with everything that I do, like having the long nails would just be detrimental to myself. And I have a couple of times torn nails at work that were just to there. So there we go. So that's that label sticker for the contents of it. I'll just pop this back over here. So what we'll do is we'll I have to do some more business labels, business name labels I should say, and it's on the same transparent sticker sheet as the ones that I showed you with the black raspberry vanilla, and it is a very slow, very slow process. If you thought this was slow, or you may feel this might be slow, then you have no idea, because it gets slow. Now you're probably thinking, why didn't I put these on prior to packaging? Because I didn't. I can't tell you anything else, but to get these little suckers into here, it's a feat on its own. So what I'm thinking of doing is, once these are sold, I might not go back to that shape, the teardrop shape again, just because I have sold a few of them, but they were packaged in these things and it didn't look really good, and I was just like, so like, oop, nearly put that on upside down. I was really upset for myself for having them look like that, because to me it was just danky and not the done thing. But anyway, there's another one done. So I'm just going to keep going through these. Now that we've got these printed off. Look, you may be asking why that some of them have little bits off there. It's because, see, I only sticker sheeting I had, and I wasn't going to go and pay. I looked at the label one that I wanted in an Office Works, and it just was not feasible for me to go and pay. I think it was like $80 or 70 something dollars. It is not feasible for me to go just for a few sheets. And you think, and I thought to myself, you know, I'm trying to get my handmade business up off the ground and running properly, so I don't have to worry about any other work. And you're probably thinking, but this is your business, blah blah blah. Okay, I'm dealing with what I can deal with at the moment. And I've got, two left to do, I think. Yep. 2 left to do with this one, and I'm definitely going to need more of them. So I'll just see what we've got in here. Yes, I do have another sticker sheet. So just out of view, I'm just going back into my Cricut app, and I'm going to print off another sheet. This one has to have its labels put on it as well, the scent labels. That goes against that bag. That's why I kept that bag. So I'm like, yay! This is light young guava. It's was one of my top selling scents. I don't know about now, but anywho, get this. Oh, and my website is finally coming together. Like, it's like, yoo-hoo. Okay, just let me pull up this project so I can open it and print off one of those labels. And then when that's done, I'll go back in and do another one for like there's only a couple of lychee and guava. There's only the two, but I still need to print them out anyways. Okay, that's back on. We're going to make. Should I bring this back down here? Pop them out of the way. Off with the bleed for print and cut. Material size. Next. We're going to connect to the Maker 3. Let me know how you all think of all the new rules and that with the Cricut's use of imaging and stuff like that, because I had considered about going to say a silhouette or a size or a Caesar, whatever you want to call it, or a different one, but because I've got this and I've got all the apps and everything and everything's connected, I thought no, and I'm not going to be purchasing one for quite a while, like I said. Okay, that one's done. Let me know your thoughts on the rules and regs with the use of the different images and fonts and whatever on Cricut itself. Excuse me. I mean, there's those of us that are out there that actually turn around and have commercial licensing from different other businesses. But then again, apparently some of them are being in the limelight too, so I don't know what your views may be on that. Okay, so just have to cut these out. So now we'll go through and cut all these out. You can fast forward this section as well if you don't want to watch it. If you want to watch it all the way through so you can actually listen to the chat I'm having with you all, even though you can't respond in straight up because I can't do lives at the moment. And another thing is consistency when it comes to the algorithms or logarithms, whatever you want to call them. Sometimes I don't even want to come into my work studio. I sometimes get anxiety over making some of my product. I suffer from high anxiety and PTSD, and oh, I cut that one a bit short. So I try and busy myself doing other things, and let's cut into that one. Too busy talking and not concentrating on what I'm doing. I've had so many things that I've taken out of my business. There's things that I've added into it, and not seeing where I want it to be sooner than later is sometimes disheartening, to say the least. And yeah, but anywho, just gonna pop back in here into Cricut again, because we need to get the labels done for lychee and guava. Now, I know some scents can become like the end of their reign as being the most loved scent or the most used scent or things like that, and people will change over time. Some others don't, however. And I've got a few different other ones, like I said in previous vlogs, that I will have coming in. So I'm just going to go and jump into this and grab the listing for that one. Okay, we'll do this one first because the paper that I use for transparent copy paper that I use is very finicky, so I'll have to make sure. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a section like this. I'm going to delete it. I'm going to take that one. Whoop. I'm going to delete it. And I'm going to take one of these. So it's at the right font and it's at the right size. Delete that one. This one in. And then I'm going to go save as. And then I'm going to put it as scent labels. Dash lychee. Oops. And guava. And that says coconut lime. We're going to change that right now, and we're going to type in here lychee and guava. And you're probably wondering why I'm using total uppercase for it. It's just an attention grabbing, like, hey, this is what I am. This is my scent that I am. Yeah, sorry. And this has taken it up a bit, so we have to bring it, the font size down, and we'll go 22.00. Still too wide. So we'll go I want to take, actually we'll put it back to the font size of 25.00. Done. And then what we're going to do is we're going to change the label around, a bit like the black raspberry and vanilla. So you got the black raspberry and vanilla here, and what we'll do is we'll do it like that. It'll be lychee and guava, like this, lychee and guava. So we'll just spin over to here, lychee and guava. So now it's at the right sizes. So what we'll do is we'll do we'll do a multiple print of this as well, but I have to go select operation, which is print then cut. We don't need to group this together because it's one thing. So then I'm going to go back over to save. Let's go through here to load my size of my material. Oh, hang on a second. We need a few more than that on the, oh. Replace. Ah. Oh no. I gotta go jump out because I took it back too far. And I'm gonna go back. How'd that go? I can't believe I just done that. Sorry. Okay, now we need to duplicate this. So we're going to bring it up here and we'll say we'll do about 20. Okay, we'll hit save. So that way we don't have to keep doing this when we come back in. And then we're going to go to make. You do not want the bleed, the same as before. Material size is going to be A4. Now, this is the tricky bit. This is the tricky bit. If I've got any of it left, I know I have. Here we go. So this is a waterproof sticker paper that is 90% clear. Now, technically this probably should just be used for inkjet. I haven't tested it on inkjet, but we're going to be using it for labels. I just have to run a clean, I've noticed, I have to run a clean to make sure I don't pick up any of the laser ink, the toner, I should say, laser ink. Okay, so I'm just going to go into here and I'm going to set up on my screen on my computer, on my printer. Oh my gosh. We're going to go to Service, and then we're going to go to Clean Page. So I've just loaded that paper in there. Go through. Now what it'll do is it'll clean the printing surfaces of any laser toner that may be sitting there. But it is toner after all. It's like a powder. Well, it is a powder, a toner powder, and it'll clean off anything that if it's misprint somewhere or if it hasn't dropped the ink down fully and it's gone around on the rollers, etc., etc. Okay, so I don't know if you can see it, but there's just very, very lightly, there's some marks there. So it's a good thing that we put this through, otherwise we would have had a lost sheet of the our labels for our light tune guava. And then you can see over the other side. So we're done for my business there, kitty. So, okay. Going to next, as you can see here, it's definitely not a full page, but that's okay because, like I said, we're not doing a full page of it, and I can utilise this elsewhere too. So now that we've done that, we're going to print this one off. Just wait to connect to my Maker 3. Maker 3 just has a ring to it. I can't see myself saying Maker 5, Maker 6. That sounds like make it 6. Okay, so we're going to go send and print it. Now, this is everything ready for this. And as you can see, it's put that really, really close. So I'm hesitant in... Actually, no, we're not going to print it off like this because that is just not on. So we're going to go back. You want to cancel cut. Yes, I do, because I am not going to try and sit there and maneuver my scissors through. So what we're going to do is we're going to now bring these down individually, put a bit more room between. You're probably thinking, why didn't you just grab that? But I want gap all the way around, not just down through the center here. So I can do this. Spread them out more across the sheet. Could I have done that in there? Yes, I could have, but I chose not to. Now, always make sure that you grabbing one. This helps with my anxiety too, so you're thinking, you're stressing me out, you're just doing it bit by bit. Just my way of being able to deal with my anxiety helps. Bring it down because I'm focusing. Okay, just got a couple more to do. So this is quite an alright size. I probably could have added like 4 more, but it would have gone, hey, no, this isn't happening. And for multiple sheets, I just don't want to be like, yeah, pretty much backwards and forwards with it. Okay, so we're going to connect to the Maker 3 again. I wasn't meant to be doing this is not a tutorial as such, I'm just showing my steps, but however, I'm going to be stopping that completely. I know I've said it in other videos, for just free to view. If you're wanting to view them, I will be starting, when I get enough members on my YouTube channel, I will be starting the actual paid subscription, and it's not going to be anything obnoxiously expensive. It's, and you can see here it's picked up, so I'm going to be able to use not very many on this sheet. Just let me put this out of the way and show you all this here. This is why I'm saying it's actually for, I'm just disconnecting from that because I won't need any more. So I only have the 2. So now I will have to go back through and re-clean those rollers. So at the cost of some paper. And I put the 1 sheet through the 1 time as well. So what I'm going to do here is I can't utilise them. So it's just going to be that many out of that sheet. This does happen, and look, it's my own fault. Sometimes I can get these printed off without the hassle. Obviously not anymore. But yeah, it is what it is. So I'm going to run a clean on that before I do my other labels. Now, I have had in there, so it's a heavier GSM than most, and it is specifically for HP laser printers, and some of that copy correctly, and sometimes it gets a little bit how you going type of deal, and yeah. Okay, let me run this cleaner. To put the sheet in. I still have the piece of paper in my hand. It doesn't matter, I took it from the bottom tray anyways. And that is the cleaning sheet. And as you can see, there's a lot of ink just sitting there. So what I'll do is I'll run this again, but this, and it's on both sides, will be going straight in the bin. It's in the bin. So I'll go back through setup and service, cleaning page. Yeah, it wants me to hide a piece of paper in there. Yes, I know, you want me to load you in there. Sorry, I'm going very quiet. I'm concentrating on cutting. Ugh. Oops, cut that one a little bit too short, but that's okay. Seeing light chin grabber. It's like counting sheep when you're sleeping. 1 sheep, 2 sheep. Alrighty, they are done. Now I can pop the labels on these and get rid of that little brown bag. So we're going to make sure we pop it on the front. Like so. And then my business name one will go up the top there. But that's yet to come. Like I said, I'll have to clean the plates and the rollers again. Don't know why this does this. Sometimes it'll come off easy, sometimes I have to there we go. That's done. I'm going to put that in the bin. And I can utilise these later, so put them in a little bag. Just so we don't lose them. And that's it. Done. Ski. Now these guys will be for those other ones, and we'll pop them in a bag as well. Look, a bag, not 2 bags. Okay. They're out of the way, that's all done. That's it for this vlog. I will be coming back to you sometime soon, much sooner than before, and we'll go from there. Have a great day, everyone. Bye for now.